Yo, 7 here. I'm gonna just do something, and I was thinking that I'll just go here and do an infestation. I'll do this one because the only place it can spawn is here, so that makes it easy. And we'll see how it goes. You know, solo here by myself in my private server, and after it goes, if it goes well, I'll show you the build. If it isn't going well, I probably won't even make the video. How's that sound? So, like, I mean, I guess you see this and you can be like, oh, well, now it makes sense why this goes really fast in public servers. In my opinion of these, after doing a whole lot of them, is that they should tone down the health pool of the boss so that it's easier for people to solo if they get stuck by themselves, or if it happens to be, you know, a half a dozen low-level players. But they need to really buff up the health pool of the other enemy. You know what I mean? Like, the damage or the health pool difference between the boss and everybody else should be closer, like a lot closer. Because, like, these things all go down pretty darn easy, but when you get to the boss, like, it's a completely different story. Like, you just gotta sit here and you just hammer on them and hammer on them and hammer on them and hammer on them. And, like, I just feel like it should be... I mean, maybe it's not the take that everybody else would have, and I mean, that's fair. But, I mean, for me, I would just like to see everything more balanced towards itself. But I mean, these aren't hard if you're like paying attention and you don't just get, you know, blindsided because you're doing other things and talking and not like paying attention to the game. I mean, assuming that you just have ammunition, they're not hard. You know, heaven forbid the fucking 4-player that's coming through here that's like level 75 and maybe trying to play this game in their private server, if you would do that. I mean, I guess that's a thing. And, like, this shit would fuck you up. I mean, it took me a hot minute to get to where I could get through it with most of my builds. Like, I still have a couple builds that I haven't totally sorted out yet. You know, but I mean, in all the enemies, or the bosses, they have different effects and shit. And you learn, well, if you get the guy that has the launcher, the nuke launcher, whatever the fuck that stupid thing is, the grenade launcher thing, that if you just get within like 3-4 feet of him, he can't shoot you with that gun. And then you can sit there and just hammer on him and hammer on him and hammer on him and hammer on him, and he can't do anything with you because he somehow can't realize that he needs to put the gun away and punch you. So he just keeps trying to shoot you with a gun that he can't use inside of that range. The same thing when you get the when you get the cultists that have that radiation gun, if you just get super close to the asshole, he can't hurt you with that radiation gun, and you put him right down. But if you stay a distance away from him, that gun will literally melt you. But once you like take a little bit of time and learn these things, they're fucking easy. I mean, even in your private server, they're easy. So I mean, I can see the fucking anger really out here. You know, with people being pissed, because I mean, I'm out here. I mean, I know what I'm doing. Like, I've done enough that I know where to go. I know what places are most likely. Like, I miss on the ones that have a lot of choices, but I'm pretty good at knowing which one's going to be the one. And I still very rarely get to one in a public server before it's gone. You know, but that brings me back to the other thing. I'm at 32,528 caps, and I've done infestations only starting from about 200 caps for 2 days. So that's the other thing, is anybody that's doing these in their private servers, or anybody that's hogging them in public servers, they're making caps so fast they don't need to have a vendor anymore. Which is the other weird thing that I think that, but that's how I know they're not happening for a lot of players in public servers, because everybody would have a shit ton of caps and they'd be shopping. Nobody's fucking shopping, which means nobody has fucking caps, which means nobody's doing these fucking things besides the few of us that are doing them in private servers. But anyways, this character's level 100 and something. Starting off, legendary cards. I got 1 card maxed out, 2 cards maxed out. I mean, it's not, this is a newer build. Nothing crazy. Like, I don't know what to like highlight when I show this, because to me it just feels like all the shit that makes sense. But then I watch other videos, you know, generally, you know, not necessarily. If I watch an Angry Turtle video, I look at his cards and it makes fucking sense to me. You know, but if I watch like somebody who's like just playing the game to play the game, and I look at the cards and I'm like, what made you think to pick that card? Like, the game doesn't explain to you that there's an importance between picking a card that makes something cool happen in the game and picking a card that will save your ass or fuck shit up. And like, that's like my biggest complaint about this game. Like, everybody has an issue with this game. My biggest issue with this game is I wish this game did a lot better fucking job of explaining to fucking players how to build a build like this. Like, I'm not a fucking rocket scientist, but if the game taught everybody how the fuck to do this, everybody would have a great time in this game. All the enemies could be hard. It wouldn't have to be toned down for all the people that are running around with, I don't even know what in the fuck made them think to pick the cards they picked. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I see players that are level 100, over level 100, and I don't think they even are aware of what mutations are. And it's like, how in the fuck does the game not tell you strongly about the most amazing and important parts of the game? Mutations are 75% of the good time you're going to have in this fucking game. I mean, it's like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't get why this game doesn't teach anybody anything. But the weapon is, and I don't take other people's advices really. I stuck with the prime receiver. I don't think it's worth saving 1 AP to go to a non-prime receiver. Especially because, let's be honest, you're either getting on eBay and buying ammunition, which isn't smart. If you're going to buy anything, buy materials and make your ammunition. But if you're going to run this gun, you're going to have to craft fucking ammunition. It's just the way that it is. And there's no fucking universe where standard ammunition costs less to craft than prime ammunition. It's not worth 1 AP to run not prime. And if you don't run prime ammunition, you have less range. And that's important when you're running the stub barrel, because that brings your range down. But if you're running prime and a stub barrel, you still have better range than people with like fixers and shit. with a stub barrel, which obviously you can see that it's the whole length of the gun, but in the real world, a stub barrel would be like an inch. But I mean, I don't run anything on the muzzle. All you have is the muzzle brake, and I don't think that I need that. I do run the large magazine. And that's the other thing, is I run quad. I don't run a prefix like Furious or two-shot. Like, I understand, yes, you can do more damage, but as you just saw, do I really need to do more damage? I mean, I can do just fine out here in a private server by my fucking self with nobody to help me. But I can go into a public server, turn on my charisma cards for being on a team, and I also don't have to worry about melting shit before other people get a chance to shoot it. Like, it's okay to shoot things for more than like one shot. If you know what I mean, if you're using this kind of gun, that's kind of the point, right? But that's the gun, and the armor is unyielding, luck, and arms keeper. And I'm OCD, so all my stars match on my armor. That doesn't matter whether I need them or not. So I mean, everything has the same stars. I have the jetpack on the chest, I have ultralight on the arms, and I have cushioned on the legs, because if you have cushion on the legs and you have bird bones, you can jump off the highest place that you can get to in this game, and you don't even do the, oh, I hurt myself landing. Like, you just hit the ground like a marshmallow and walk. Like, it doesn't even phase you. And I like that, because I have a tendency to, like, you know, if I'm traversing from one place to another, if there's a big cliff to jump off of, I kind of like to just jump off the fucking thing. And that allows me to just do that without having to think that I might die when I hit the bottom. But I mean, that's it. That's really all there is to it. But my opinion is that I think the expeditions or the infestations need to be tuned. I don't think it's what everybody else is thinking. You know, I think they need to bring up the defense of the regular mobs, so that it takes players longer to clear the regular mobs, so the boss is still there to be done. And then also, I think they should make one little fucking change to the code, which would take them about a half of a second, and just make it so that the boss can't take any damage until all of the mob is cleared. That's going to automatically, in most locations, that's going to automatically give players a couple of minutes to get there. Just by doing that. If they don't change the defense levels to anybody, just do that. You know, I don't understand why they can't look at the fucking giant mole rat and be like, take that model and realize that would solve the complaint that everybody has with most fucking events. Just make it a segmented health bar, you know, where you do the queen, and if you can get her to land, you're allowed to get 25% of her health, and then she just automatically, no matter what, gets up and flies away for 30 seconds. And then she comes back into the zone, and you can fucking whack on her again for another quarter of her health. So that you let every player have a chance to get there. Let the mobs have a chance to spawn a time or two. You know, you could do it with Earl, the same exact thing. Split that up, segment it. Earl just, you know, does something to become impervious for 30 seconds or so, you know, just to let everybody have a chance to fucking get their shit going on. Then, you know, if everybody's going to complain about that, let's just nip the shit in the bud and be done with it. That would solve most of the events, if that's most people's fucking complaint. And I mean, what's your perspective? My perspective is, when I'm out here in the game, listening to people that talk on their microphone, listening to the shit they bitch about. And what they bitch about, if they don't have a build with like an endgame build or a Tesla rifle, they bitch about, I don't get to get hits. Just applying that same logic that they apply to that stupid mole rat to all the other events solves that problem overnight. All of them. But anyway, until the next one, I'm in 7.